Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about the killer on the 32nd floor, which was an event that happened in Las Vegas, and just simply get into details of what really happened. So let's go ahead and get into this case.
I had no sense that we were in any danger at all. It felt so safe.
You see as far as the eye can see, just start like shoulder to shoulder people. So I was getting that on videotape, just kind of show how big the crowd was.
Not real gunshots. They're not real gunshots.
What is it?
So on October 1st of 2017, a security officer by the name of Jesus Campos was on a routine security check because the room alarm on the 32nd floor was going off, not knowing that he was going to walk into one of the most horrific nights in American history. So as he was walking into the floor, he notices that something is off because of a bracket placed strategically by a man that was staying in the suite just a feet away. As he walks into the room alarm, he hears as what he describes as a drilling noise. Across the street, there was a concert going on, and it was Jason singing on the final night of what was Route 91 Festival. So around 10:05, people start hearing the shots. Bullets were literally raining down on 22,000 people. There was a moment of doubt where everybody thought maybe it was just part of the show, maybe it was a firecracker. Because it was an open venue, people started panicking and running around without direction. You could only imagine that. Lost in what to even do at that point, nobody knew where to go. And it is said that in under a minute or two, there was around 100 rounds shot into the crowd. As people panic and notice that there is most definitely something going on, they start floating 911 with calls. As Campus, the security officer, continues to walk unarmed down the hallways, he sees a table full of surveillance camera, and the shooter was able to hear him, and he proceeds to shoot Campus, but he runs to get cover. At that point, the shooter decides to get back into what he started and keep shooting at the crowd. At that moment, the police stars arriving to the scene, and realistically speaking, there was not much they could have done because they were too under fire. An officer got shot and everybody was just panicking without knowing what to do or where the fire was even coming from. Because of how the shooting was going down, there was a lot of confusion in which of the hotels the shooter was at, and they also thought that they could actually be two active shooters. Then they started thinking that it could actually be three active shooters and related it to a possible terrorist attack. Another employee went into the 32nd floor responding to Campus' call about the L bracket walking into danger as well. At least Campus was able to see him and tell him to get cover, but as he felt something on his back, he began to suspect that he was also shot. But thankfully, his main priority was to actually let people know where the shooter was at. There was so much panic and so many people were shot and kept getting shot because it was just so hard to tell where everything was coming from. Thankfully, there was a lot of law enforcement trying to help as much people as they can, putting pressure into their rooms, helping them get an ambulance, finding them cover. They also were helping their own coworkers. Once the officers found out where the shooter location was, they started going into rooms and just alerting other guests in the hotel and telling them that they were basically in danger and to stay locked. Once they were on floor 32, it was hard to tell what was the right thing to do because they had no idea what they were walking into. But the shooter was actually dead. There were so many bullets and guns and other stuff in the room. It was a relief basically to know that it was over. But of course, a devastating tragedy that took 58 lives and left hundreds and hundreds injured. Quite literally one of the most horrific nights in modern American history. I feel like cases like this just really remind us that we're never too safe or too far from danger. It was so hard to comprehend what really happened, especially considering that the suspect was dead. The shooter was a 64-year-old whose name was Stephen, a retired real estate investor who actually had a net worth of 2 million at some point. But what he did, how he did it, or why he did it is still a mystery. But he was definitely a regular in the hotel. Employees say that he was there prior to the attack, about 4 or 5 days before. He was given the VIP treatment, and that's when he checked in on the 32nd floor. As he was staying in the hotel, he was also taking trips back and forth to his place, bringing a total of around 21 suitcases and just weapons and ammunition. After the attack, it was hard to comprehend how a hotel would allow him to take so many trips in and out with suitcases and no one noticed anything strange. But also, there are hundreds of people walking in and out, and it's hard to keep track of many entrances. But since the attack, the hotel has definitely tried to do better. They have been more cautious about who even goes into the hotel. Um, More cameras, random check-ins. Obviously, the hotel owner said that it was not his fault and instead sued some of the people that were trying to blame him. Luckily, the Department of Justice allocated around 17 million to help the family that had been affected by these shootings. That would help people who were in and out of hospital for up to a year and still have a long way to recovery.
Where the concert was, we were on the balcony last night taking photos, and like everyone's reported, we thought we were all hearing fireworks. None of us were really noticing, except it got really kind of weird and loud. And then with the girl shooting the pictures of me, I think you have a video clip of us actually, the video of what happened. She's looking down at the concert, and she's like, I think there's people on the ground. And you have that moment of going, no. And then there were people strewn everywhere, and we thought, well, okay, that just can't be real. And by the time we put all this together, minutes had passed, and the shooter was literally, I don't know, I'm not good with speech, but I can point to where his hotel room was, started seeing smoke come out of there, and thought, okay. We all ran inside. And I think the weirdest thing for us as a room, there's been 120 of us still here. We've been here all night. I'm sleeping on the floor of the foundation room, but the SWAT teams came in with these giant machine guns, and everyone started yelling, down the floor. And we're thinking, oh my God, there's a gunman here. I raced outside behind a potted flower and thought, this is it. And obviously it wasn't. It was the good guys, but everybody was, panicked. That was before they got him on the 32nd floor.
My boyfriend threw me to the floor, like trying to protect me, and it felt like a metal, like medicine ball, like a 100-pound medicine ball just landed on me. So it was like I got hit or I got shot.
And that's when I felt him get shot in the back, and we fell to the ground.
All right, that is it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are staying safe during these hard times. Bye.